like to introduce our next presenter this evening. Her name is Angela Kegler. Angela is a 4-time cancer survivor, which has given her, which has given her the drive to lead the fight in the war against cancer. She has fought the disease for, get this, 24 of her 39 years. More than half, thank you, cheering squad up there. Having been diagnosed with breast cancer 3 times, that's 3 times over the last 7 years. She has had a double mastectomy, reconstruction in December, and is currently now in a clinical trial. She's a 20-year volunteer with the American Cancer Society and the Cancer Action Network. She's busy. She travels across the country to train staff, volunteers through her role in the American Cancer Society's National Leadership Training Team. She also serves on the Cancer Action Network Division Task Force. Angela is actively engaged in lobbying at both the state and federal level to increase funding for NIH, the National Cancer Institute, and other cancer-related issues. This is her favorite quote I want to share with you, and something she lives by Albert Einstein. The quote is, "Live like you are going to die tomorrow, and learn like you're going to live forever." Angela will be presenting the KM Warrior Award. Please help me welcome Angela.
Thank you. There was a gentleman that met Mother Teresa, and he said to her, "Why do you do what you do? You're one woman. You're just a simple drop in the bucket compared to the problems we have in this world." And she looked at him and she said, with all of her wisdom, "Yep, I'm one woman, and I'm only one drop in the bucket. But if I can inspire everyone else to put their drop in the bucket will overflow." The woman I'm about to tell you about was one more woman who put her drop in the bucket. Her name was Michelle. Michelle was everyone's dream girl. For her family, she was the loving wife, daughter and sister, a role model mother. Michelle lived a storybook life in Texas, and she was her husband's storybook queen. When Michelle was first diagnosed with cancer, her son was only 13 months old. While she was pregnant, Michelle felt a lump in her breast. Upon telling her doctor about her concerns, he let her know that, he brushed her off and said changes were occurring in her body and her breasts, and that was all normal. That was part of her pregnancy. She went through an easy pregnancy, and she delivered her son, Reid. Following Reid's 1-year birthday, she discovered that lump had enlarged. Again, she asked her doctor for a prescription for the mammogram. He finally agreed. He gave it to her, and he told her, "The techs are going to laugh at you. You're too young to have breast cancer." By then, the results of the mammogram showed that she had stage 3 breast cancer, and no one was laughing then. Michelle and her family were devastated, but Michelle became a warrior against the worst possible news she could have ever received. Michelle was first diagnosed with breast cancer in September of 2005. By November of 2005, and the Komen Race for a Cure in Austin, Michelle and her friends had organized the team Michelle's Angels, and they had raised over $20,000 for that race. She was in a wheelchair for part of the race, but she walked as much as she could. In the 5.5 ensuing years, Michelle and her group raised over $125,000 for cancer research. Michelle's last weekend on Earth was the most amazing time anyone had ever experienced. Friends and families came from all corners of the country to be with her. She visited with family and friends, expressing to each what they meant to her and how grateful she was that they were in her life. The Saturday before she transitioned, Michelle gathered her close friends to walk with her through the corridor, and on Sunday, she asked her daddy to dance. She kept on giving gifts of herself and of her love for everyone throughout the day until that evening when she closed her eyes to go to sleep. On Wednesday, January 26th, Michelle passed the torch at the exact hour and minute that she was born. Michelle coined 2 life-defining phrases: eat life with a big spoon, and when I read this, my favorite, don't waste my cancer. Before she went to meet with the angels, Michelle gave her testimony, and tonight we're going to share that with you.
So after my high school years, I kind of there was a distance between me and God. I don't think it was intentional. I think it was just over a period of time. And I believed in God, because there really wasn't. I didn't make a place in my life for God. So I went through life trying to get community, married my best friend, and had a very healthy, wonderful baby boy, and was living the American dream. My concerns in life were around making sure my credit card bill wasn't too high each month, decorating my house, getting baby weight off, living life, and planning on when we would have our second child. A year after my son was born, received the unbelievable news that I had been misdiagnosed for 2 years.
Thank you. Hold on, Mike. We had Michelle's service on. I was hoping I wouldn't do this. It's hard. We had Michelle's service on January 30th, on the most incredible day. If any of you have ever been to Austin, it's not a surprise, but it was January 30th. It was a perfect, skyless, 75 degrees, just at an incredible church, and we had a reception over the lake on Lake Travis. At the end of the service, I stood up and thanked everybody and told them that how much Michelle loved them. And I had this little stud by my side, and I didn't think that he wanted to say anything. And when we walked out, he said, "Dad, why didn't you let me say anything?" And I said, "Didn't think you wanted to." So I promised him tonight he would have an opportunity to say something. So I'm going to let him start first.
Hello, everybody. Michelle was a beautiful, beautiful woman. Best mom I've ever had. She just couldn't be any better. She's lived as long as me and my dad thought she was. We didn't know when she was gonna die, but we were driving over to the hospital. And I asked my dad, I was like, how, when is mommy gonna get out of the hospital? I'm just staring at him, and he said, "Mommy's not gonna live anymore. She's gonna die. She lived longer than we thought she should be." I'm like 13 and a. I think I was just 13 and a half years old. 13 and a half. No, I'm just kidding. Not 13. Just 13 months old. And I was thinking what was on her breast. I looked at her. I was like, is it it just grew up and I was just 1. And I was like, is that a rock in your chest? Did not know what it was. I thought she ate a rock or something. I was only 1. I'm like, okay, that's weird. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, she was the best woman I've ever known. It's the hardest on me and my grandma. And it's just, she passed away and we just got to move on with her life. We can always remember her, but she's always going to be inside you. She's going to be with you all the time. It doesn't even matter if you can't see her or not. She's always going to be on your side. Everybody that you love is going to be on your side that is in heaven. Everybody you love is in here and beside. And that doesn't mean it doesn't even matter if you can't see him or not. You always just got to remember all the people you love. And it doesn't really matter how old they are. It's just what's happening to them. Breast cancer is not a good thing. Almost everybody knows that here.
Almost everybody.
Almost everybody. I don't really know. The good thing is that it's just that she lived longer than we thought she was. She had a wonderful life. She wouldn't be more happier when she found out that she was gonna have me. And also, the second my dad looked at me, I was chubby. I was chubby when I was a baby. I've seen a picture of myself. I was chubby.
Michelin baby.
I don't really know what my dad's talking about. I don't understand most of the things he say because I'm just going to second grade, not first. I've just been living for 6 years. And like the same thing, like almost every young woman, and she was really young, too young to die. I thought that she was gonna live longer, but she didn't. Like all of the people that loved her, they wanted her to live more and moved on with life. Had a good life. She did. She was only 38 years old. It just matters that she had a good life, had me, and had a good time with my father, and nothing else but more. But just to have a good life. That's all that matters. Is that everybody that was with mommy and on her side, just matters that they loved her and she had a great life. Nothing else. Nothing's more important to me. It just feels like in here, like she hasn't lived long enough, and she hasn't. People, like women, like under 40 has died with breast cancer, including my mom. She was one of them. She wasn't even close to being 39, but she wasn't. She
would appreciate that.
I know, she would probably appreciate if she lived longer, seen me more. But nothing matters is that everybody here thinks that she had a good life, and nothing else matters. Nothing else matters to me nothing else just doesn't matter to me. It's just that she had a great life with me and my dad. Thank you. And now my dad is probably going to be talking about my mom right now. Okay, let me take his chair.
Wait, hold on, Dad. I'll take that book. I'll get that. No, thank you. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. And I'm gonna try not to talk about Michelle. I'm sorry. No, you're okay. Unless you want to, that's fine. You can. Okay. Yes. Thank you. I don't think anything else more needs to be said. I think Michelle just walked off the stage. I mean, this kid is all her. That was her personality. She was an amazing person. I prepared a speech to come up here, and I realized after listening to all the beautiful women up here on stage, listening to all the stories, having lived through this for 6.5 years myself, you can go on and on and on and on, and it's all been said. It can all continue to be said. The thing is, we need organizations like Tigerlily. We need organizations like We Will Survive Cancer. We have raised a lot of money for Komen, and Komen does phenomenal work. I live in Austin. Live Strong is headquartered in Austin. They do phenomenal work. It's the grassroots level, like Tigerlily, and We Will Survive Cancer. There's another local organization in Austin that works specifically with children. That's where the help begins, and that's where the real indelible mark is made. I was so proud when I heard about wanting to open a new organization or a new office in New Jersey. And it starts, that ability to grow the impact that this organization has in Washington, excuse me. We need that in every city around the country, major city, small city, whatever it is, because everyone's affected by this. Every person, Michelle was 32, that it's not supposed to happen. It's just not supposed to happen that way. We had dreams and plans. We wanted 2 kids. It didn't happen. Michelle was diagnosed when Reid was 14 months, and that it ended a life too soon. It ended a life with too much promise. She was destined for greatness, and it was cut too short. And I'm so proud of the work that Tigerlily's doing here. I'm so proud of the stories that I've heard, and I thank you for this award. I thank you for the recognition. It shows that Michelle's spirit continues to live on, that warrior spirit that she truly was, it continues to carry on. So thank you.
Thank you both for sharing. Now I'd like everyone to take this moment with me and have a moment of silence to celebrate the life and spirit that obviously lives on from Michelle.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you guys. Thanks for your support, for your time. Thank you.